And now we're doing the tarot cards, Cheryl. I wonder if you could tell us a little something about these cards. What is this pattern you're making?
Okay, there are different ways that you can lay out the tarot cards, or we call them spreads. And this particular one is called the Celtic Cross. And most tarot books that you get will tell you about the Celtic Cross. However, the way I read this one is somewhat modified based on an interpretation used by my card teacher, Carl Alcorn.
What is the origin of tarot cards?
Well, that's debatable. If you read about it in different books, you read different things. And the story that I like most is that the Egyptians, when they feared the invasion by the Romans and thought that their libraries would be burned, wanted to get the information down on paper and get it out. So they put it on 78 cards. And the cards, if you look at them, especially if you look at several different decks, have a lot of occult symbolism. And the story goes that these cards were then given to the gypsies who got them out of Egypt, and this is partly why the gypsies are associated with cards and fortune telling.
How long have you been telling cards?
2.5 years.
How long does it take somebody to learn how to tell cards?
Well, again, that depends. There are 78 cards, and each card has a couple of meanings, at least 2 or 3 or 4 meanings. So however long it takes you to learn all of the meanings, the best way to learn it is to just practice, to just take the cards, and even if you have to look up all the cards in the book as you're reading, to just read as many people as you can, and then sooner or later, as you start reading them more and more and more, you start learning the meanings and remembering, and then you start developing your own interpretations on the cards, and you kind of have to go with the meaning that the book gives you and what it feels like for that particular person.
Well, these cards are not like an astrology chart, are they?
No, the cards deal with what's on your own subconscious mind. So unlike astrology, which can deal with a lot of objective kinds of things too, the cards really deal with what you're thinking yourself, and so it might not tell you anything you don't already know, but sometimes it helps you to crystallize an idea or a feeling that you have, but you can't quite bring it into focus. The other difference between the cards and the astrology is the cards are pretty much present-oriented. So unlike astrology that can go way back or way forward in the future, the cards deal with the immediate past, present, and near future.
Well, now these cards are one kind of deck. There are other kind of decks, aren't there?
Yes, they're all different kinds. Carl has about 30 or 40 decks at least, and this is only one, and then I have probably about 7 or 8 different decks.
Well, when did people discover that planets did have an influence on their lives?
Well, people have been watching the planets and their positions over centuries, thousands of years really. And if you look at ancient civilizations, all of them evolved some form of astrology. The Egyptians, the Mayans, the Aztecs, various Asians have observed the positions of the planets, and the way astrology comes about is they have observed what has happened to man as the planets were in certain positions. So it doesn't really explain why certain rays impact in a certain way, but that when Saturn is in a certain position, this is what usually will happen to a person, or these are the kinds of things one can expect to happen. The planets represent energies. The signs tell you how the energies are being manifested, and on the chart, the houses tell you what areas of activity these energies will be projected into.
And the energies of the planets have been established through tradition over and over again.
Right.
So you can feel fairly secure when you look at a person's birth date and you know where the planets are. You can feel fairly secure in your decisions about what is affecting that person's life.
Yes, you can.